Hello there everybody, welcome to Yoga with Alexis. Thank you for choosing to watch this video and practice yoga with me. And this is two of two videos. It's a series of Yoga Asana. So the first video that I did is standing positions. So that's Yoga Asana from a standing position. And this video we're going to go through pretty much all of the floor positions, yoga that can be practiced from the floor. So this includes seated positions, like I am now. It includes prone positions, which is lying on our belly, and supine positions, which is lying on the back. So let's get started, because we've got plenty of postures to go through. I hope you enjoy it and absorb it all, and a lovely relaxation to finish with at the end. So let's come to a comfortable seat. If we can come to the ground, then that's great, but don't worry if not. We'll just, we could do this from a chair as well, so that's fine. So wherever you are, finding comfort and ease in the body. And taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Relaxing your consciousness into your body and your heart. And when you feel grounded, rooted and ready, we're going to begin our postures with a seated twist. So let's cross our legs or come to a kneeling position, or make sure that your feet are placed flat on the ground if you're in a chair. Either way, we're going to bring one hand over the midline, crossing over the middle of your body and resting on the opposite knee. And then we're going to place this hand, the opposite hand, behind the hip, supporting that lower back, ensuring that it's up and straight. Breathing in to lift up a little bit more. And exhaling to slowly look over or towards that shoulder. Exhaling and relaxing into the twist, as always. It's not about how far we can go into the twist, it's about how much we can relax. How deeply can you relax into this posture today? And after about 3 breaths, slowly coming back and going to the other side now. Taking the other hand over the midline, crossing it over to the opposite knee and placing the other hand behind the hip to support the lower back from falling down. Staying lifted with an inhale and exhaling to relax into this yummy twist that's soothing for the whole of the spine. Really nice and relaxing. Body wants to sneeze, but it can't make its mind up. And then on an inhalation, slowly coming back. Exhale, stay here, relax. Okay, and then we're going to go swiftly into a seated bend, a lateral bend. So we always bend and sort of stimulate the right side of the body first with special yoga. So we place the right hand on the floor to do that, and we raise the left arm up towards the sky. Oop, my hand's gone off the screen. Stretch through the side of your body, the left side. Inhale here to lengthen that side of the body. And exhale to come slowly onto the right side of the body, keeping the back, neck and head nice and straight as we do so. Breathing deeply. And slowly coming back on an inhalation, lifting the right arm up to meet the left, and exhale, drop the left hand down. Inhale again to lengthen the right side of the body this time. Exhale to come slowly over to the left side, keeping the back, neck and head straight. Nice. Resting the sitting bones evenly and firmly on the ground. And then slowly coming back after about 3 breaths. Inhaling, bringing both arms up. Exhale, both arms come down. Okay, now shall we have a go at butterfly? So let's keep the back nice and straight. Make sure that we're not collapsing down here. Back is nice and straight. And we can clasp over the feet and the toes. And perhaps we stay here, keeping the back lifted. Or perhaps we want to flap those wings. Flapping the butterfly wings. So the knees are bopping up and down and we're getting a nice stretch in the pelvic region and the hips. So opening up the hips a little bit, nice and gentle, nothing crazy here, just really bringing a sense of ease into the lower body, the hips and the pelvis. Okay. And slowing that down, and then we can bring the knees up and send the legs out. So the legs are out long, they're zipped together, and then we're going to have a forward fold together. Perhaps we can place the hands either side of the hips and the body to sort of lengthen the spine, particularly the lower back. And then on an inhale, we can lift up the hands and the arms up towards the sky. Exhale to fold forwards. You can bend your knees if you need to. Make sure we're hinging from the hips here. Keeping the back somewhat straight. Relaxing into the fold. Relaxing the shoulders. Breathing deeply. So breathing in to elongate your spine. Exhale to perhaps relax further into your fold. And then after about 3 breaths or so, slowly coming back with control. Exhale, stay here. Okay, so those are our positions from a seat. And now we're going to go into prone positions. We're going to begin with tabletop. So tabletop is really good for the back and the rest of the body as well. So we come into table by placing the hands directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath the hip points. And staying here. Making sure the back is nice and straight and lengthened. Obviously I'm wearing a big top, but actually, whoop, it's all the way up there. So the belly and the navel is drawn in to support the lower back. I've got a nice long lengthened spine with the neck reaching out and forwards. And then perhaps we can drop the belly for cow pose, say moo. Inhale. Dropping the belly and looking up. Exhale, drawing the belly up, arching the back up towards the ceiling or the sky, and perhaps looking towards your belly or the belly button. Through your top. Inhale, dropping the belly for cow pose. Exhale for cat pose, drawing the belly up, drawing the back up, and looking in towards the belly button. Inhale for cow, and exhale for cat. Inhale for cow, and exhale for cat, meow. And then come back to neutral table on an inhalation, and exhale, stay here. Now if you fancy a challenge, you can take this further by reaching the right leg out behind you and the left arm out in front of you for a two-legged table. Staying rooted and grounded in the right hand and the left leg. And then coming back to neutral tabletop. And then sending the left leg out and the right arm out. Then coming back to neutral tabletop. Inhale, breathing deeply, filling the air, the lungs with air and oxygen and beautiful prana. Exhale it all out. And then coming down to a proper full prone pose. Massaging the hips and the back, perhaps by moving the hips from side to side. And then let's come into Cobra now, shall we? So coming up onto the palms and the forearms, relaxing the shoulders down and looking forwards. Getting a nice stretch in the spine, and then perhaps if we want to take it deeper, we can stay here if we want, or alternatively, we can come up onto the palms. Relaxing the shoulders down. And then on your next exhale, let's push up into downward dog, shall we? Curling the toes up, sending the hips up high, and walking through the heels. Coming into downward dog, sending the weight back into the heels, and perhaps walking through those heels, warming up the calves and the hamstrings. And then as and when we're ready, coming back down to the ground. Okay, now let's send the arms out in front of us. Hands reaching out in front. Perhaps we can rest the forehead on the ground for a moment. And then as and when you're ready, we're going to come into Superman stroke Superwoman pose. Lifting up the arms, the head, the neck and the chest. So the hands are out in front of you and they're hovering above the ground. And if you want to take it deeper, we can lift the legs up as well as the arms. And then after a few breaths, bringing everything back down, arms, legs and head. And then perhaps we can come into Locust Pose now. Locust Pose, bring the palms by the hips, either side, and then we can push the legs up, and maybe the head and the chest wants to come up as well. Knowing your limit here, listening to the body, responding to it with care, and breathing deeply. And relaxing everything back down on an exhale, and then we can come into our bow pose, down Arasana. So we can bring the heels towards the back side, and we can grapple onto the ankles, and we can either stay here or we can lift. So we're pushing the heels away from the back side, our hands are staying firmly connected to the ankles, and we're pushing up through the chest and the spine, bringing the shoulders back away from the ears. Not pushing too far. Again, listening to the body, relaxing into the pose. This pose should be relaxing, not just uncomfortable. Going however far your body wants to go, before slowly coming back down on another exhale. Letting one leg go gently, and then letting the other leg go gently. Now zipping the legs together, pushing back from the palms, back into child's pose. So the heels sit back, the hips sit back on the heels. We can press the palms to help that happen. Bring the forehead to the ground, relax the shoulders. And you can either keep the arms out in front of you, or you can take the arms out by the sides of you. Whichever way, relaxing the shoulders entirely. After a few breaths of yummy child's pose, perhaps coming up, slowly allowing the blood flow to change its direction, nice and gentle and slow and steady. And then we're going to come on to our backs. So we can come down, switch over onto the back now, and we're going to do our final postures from lying down on the back. So we can stretch the body out long, sending the fingertips up and over the head, pointing the fingers and the toes far, far away from one another as we stretch and inhale, elongating the whole of the body. And exhale, bringing the right knee into the chest. Always the right knee first to stimulate the ascending colon in the abdomen. Flexing the toes up towards the sky. This helps to keep the left leg connected to the ground. And then perhaps we can stay here, or if we want to take it a little bit further, keeping the shoulder blades resting towards the ground as we slowly bring our head up towards the knee. Perhaps blowing it a kiss or giving it a kiss. And then inhale, send that leg out long, fingers and toes point away from each other again. And exhale, bring the left knee into the chest now. Flexing the toes up towards the ceiling and perhaps taking the head up towards the knee. Slowly coming back down. And then again, stretching fingers and toes away from one another. Exhale, bringing both knees into the chest now, giving yourself a good squeeze. So if we squeeze just the knees, then our lower back is going to come off the ground. So if we can squeeze the shins at the front of our lower legs, then this helps the lower back to stay connected to the ground. And as we do this, we can make yummy big circles with the legs, massaging the lower back. And then as and when we're ready, we can come into a spinal twist from the ground, supine twist, by dropping the arms out parallel to the sides of the shoulders and the body, and dropping the knees down to one side and looking over the opposite shoulder. Relaxing the whole of the body here. Coming slowly back up with the knees on the head, and then dropping the knees down the other side. And sending the head the opposite direction, looking over the opposite shoulder. Relaxing completely the entirety of the body as you twist the spine, really nice and gentle. And then once again, bringing the knees and the head towards the sky or the ceiling. Perhaps giving one last squeeze and then sending the legs out long again. Inhale. Stretch the whole body now. And then we're going to come into Yoga Nidra Asana. So we bring the feet towards the hands and the hands towards the feet. The knees are going to part ways, away from each other. The soles of the feet are going to connect. Our arms are going to go in between the legs and we're going to grab onto the outsides of the feet. This all sounds quite complicated, but it's quite simple. And then perhaps we can bring the soles of the feet together further. And we're going to slowly come back, sending the feet up and away towards behind the head. And then after about 3 to 5 breaths, relaxing all efforts down, bringing the knees and the legs back down, squeezing the soles of the feet on the way down if you like a foot massage. You get that one in there, slip it in there, nice and sneaky, and then bring the soles of the feet back down to the ground. Now the soles of the feet come down to the ground, so we're in semi-supine. Okay? So the soles of the feet are touching the ground, the heels are just underneath the knees, so we can just about touch them with our fingers. And then we can rest our hands by the side of the body now. And then we're going to come into bridge pose as and when we're ready. So on an inhale perhaps, lifting up the lower, mid and upper back away from the ground. Breathing deeply, feeling that stretch in the whole body. And we can either exhale to come down and inhale to come back up with each breath in and out, or we can stay lifted for 3 to 5 breaths. And then slowly coming back down with control, releasing the upper, mid and lower back down to the ground, bringing one leg out and then the other, and this is our final posture now. Sometimes the neck might be feeling a little bit tense, so we can just rock that from side to side. And then taking a really nice long deep breath in and sighing out of the mouth. Flipping the palms up, and then the legs rest out. And this is Shavasana, resting pose. So this Yoga Asana journey is now complete. And if you have the time, I highly recommend going into the Yoga Nidra to follow, to allow yourself to absorb the nutrients of all of these postures and poses. Relax the body is just as important as moving it. So enjoy the Yoga Nidra, or if you're done here, then thank you very much for watching thus far, for practicing yoga with me, Alexis. Namaste. Please get ready for Yoga Nidra. deep relaxation. So let's get ready together as we settle into our bodies and our minds and the environment that we are situated in. And we must tend to the environment before anything else, so ensuring that the room is calm and quiet. So this may entail closing windows and doors, taking any distractions away from our conscious awareness, perhaps turning equipment off, electrical equipment, ensuring that the lights are low and not overstimulating. And perhaps we can ensure that we are all quieting our minds and our bodies now. So if we're still making any movements, perhaps making them quietly, slowly and steadily. And now, let's settle into the posture of relaxation, known as Shavasana, or corpse pose, or resting pose. So we can do this by lying the body down on the ground, completely surrendering the weight of the body to the ground. The whole body, the whole body, the whole body, resting on the ground. Spreading the feet perhaps a little bit further than hip width apart if this is comfortable for you. You may need a blanket or a pillow propped under the knees to support the back. Resting the arms and the hands a suitable distance away from the body, and perhaps flipping the palms up towards the ceiling. And now, becoming aware, softly aware of your environment by noticing the sounds inside the room. Perhaps you may hear sounds from outside the room. As you do this, try not to think or overly identify the source of the sound, just awareness of the sound. And being aware that your ears are receiving sound. And bring your awareness closer now to the sounds of your own body, the sounds that the body is making all by itself. So you may hear sounds of the digestion occurring inside the abdomen. You may hear sounds inside the chest, perhaps the heart beating, eyes flickering, muscles relaxing, and the breath flowing through the body. And notice your eyes now. Be aware that the eyes are receiving colour and light from behind the closed eyelids. We're receiving some kind of sensation of light, perhaps even a sense of warmth behind the closed eyelids. bringing your awareness to your deepest heart's longing, your deepest heart's desire. A sankalpa, a deep vow, a deep personal vow of truth. This could be something like, I am peace, or I am relaxed, or I am awake and I am aware. Whatever your sankalpa is, set it here and now, in the present tense, as though it already is, expressing it 3 times inwardly. And allowing that seed to be planted here and now as we go deeper into the depths of relaxation, Yoga Nidra together. So let's rotate our consciousness around the body, beginning with the head, resting the head against the ground, so nice and gently, allowing the head to be held by the surface beneath it, feeling the back of the head making contact with the ground, feeling the sides of the head, and the crown of the head. And resting the forehead gently now, bringing ease and relaxation to the forehead. And drawing your awareness to the eyebrow center. And again, imagine ease permeating from the eyebrow center outwards. And sending your awareness out of the eyebrow center, caressing the eyebrows outwardly towards the temples. And let your temples be tenderly held in your loving awareness as you soothe them with your awareness, relaxing the temples. And then coming to the eyes, resting the eyelids, the eyes themselves, the tissues behind the eyes, and all of the little muscles around the eyes, resting the entirety of the region of the eyes. And journey outwards again towards the temples. And as you go beyond the temples, you can meet the ears either side of your head, becoming aware of the outer ears, the folds and the earlobes, and then journeying inside the ears, softening this area with your awareness. Noticing the ears are still receiving sounds from the deepest depths of your ears, softening the eardrums. And then coming back to the center of your face, becoming aware of the bridge of your nose. Traveling down the bridge of the nose to the tip of the nose. And becoming aware of both nostrils together. And journeying out to meet the cheeks either side of your face, softening the cheeks, dropping all expression away with them. And then coming to the philtrum just below the nose, and noticing the upper lip, perhaps making contact with the lower lip, and softening the teeth and the gums, the tongue resting behind the teeth, and feeling the tongue and all the other sensations in your mouth radiant and alive. And become aware of your chin, softening the chin, and travelling up the jawline to meet the hinges of the jaw, softening this area that can hold tension, letting that tension slip away. And then journeying down the neck, meeting the sides of the neck and the throat, the inner walls of the throat, coming to the back of the neck and softening the whole of the neck, and then journeying outwards from the neck around the clavicles, softening the collarbones either side of the upper chest, and softening the shoulders either side of the body, the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, and both palms simultaneously. And now noticing the sensations coursing through your thumbs, index fingers, middle fingers, ring fingers, and little fingers. And now noticing both hands and both arms simultaneously. And then bringing your awareness back to the collarbones, and then dropping down into the heart space in the center of your chest. And then expanding the awareness outwards to both sides of the chest. And expanding the awareness more to the back of the torso, meeting both shoulder blades and the upper back kindly in your awareness. And as you breathe, feel the shoulder blades and the upper back pressing into the ground. And then journeying down to the diaphragm and the solar plexus in the center of your abdomen, following the diaphragm's movement and traveling down to the navel, watching the belly rise and fall with your awareness to the rhythm of your breathing. And following your awareness down into the pelvis and the pelvic floor, the pelvic bowl, the whole of the pelvic region softening now in your awareness. And then noticing your hip joints, the waist either side of your body, and travelling down both legs now, noticing thighs, front and back, both knees, lower legs, ankles, heels, soles of both feet, top of both feet, and the big toes, second toes, third toes, fourth toes, and fifth toes. And now noticing all 10 toes, and both feet and both legs all together. And now noticing the entire right side of your body and the entire left side of your body, the whole front side of the body and the whole back side of the body, and the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. One radiant field of sensation resting in your awareness. And allow your next breath to completely dissolve any tension away. And perhaps you can follow your breath with an inhale, moving your awareness up your body all the way to the crown of the head. And as you exhale, following your awareness all the way from the crown of your head to the very end of your toes, cleansing the whole body and all of the energy centers inside of the body. Inhaling, coming all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhaling, journeying all the way down the body to the tips of the toes. Massaging the entire nervous system, the energy bodies and the physical body with your breath and your awareness. And now, gradually bringing awareness to your sankalpa, becoming aware of your affirmation, your deep personal resolve that you set at the beginning of this practice. And setting it again here and now, 3 times in the present tense, with the same heartfelt meaning and feeling that you set at the beginning of this practice. And allowing that seed once again to be planted and letting it go as you gently bring your awareness back to your body, the ground, the room, drawing the awareness outwards, expanding your awareness outwards to the sounds around the room, and slowly bringing small gestures to the fingers and the toes, keeping the eyes closed as you do so. Perhaps beginning to stretch the body out, making grand gestures now, until you're ready to roll over onto your right side, or come up into a seated position, very gradually, and slowly and steadily bringing this Yoga Nidra to a close. Thank you for practicing Yoga Nidra with me, Alexis. Have a beautiful day, and Namaste.